We'll hit point Moabs, eh?
With focus, we act as one.
I'm not trying the other options because I know they don't work. One lonely sub. Why not? Just put some banks down and stroll it in. Make it nice and easy. Hey Pop Monkey, how you doing? Just the one today. I was mucking around in the Odyssey and doing other stuff.
Inner peace.
I was kind of hoping I could take it easy on the badges, but I feel like I've been streaming for 3 days straight and it's only been 2 hours. Hang in there, yeah, I know. Yeah, if I get enough,
Some leaves must fall.
well, apparently some eggs must fall or something, I don't know. thought I had that in. The fact like 3 maps an hour, 5 hours, like if I just got to smash out 15 maps. Losses count. 15 wins or losses, and then I go home. Got to earn that $10 somehow.
My awareness grows. Some leaves must fall. Be wary. Stillness.
Nice job, Si.
More shall come.
Volatile zombies.
Stillness.
I've had a look at some builds and some ideas. Just been listening to what other people have been saying about it. I think the biggest issue that people think is going to be is what's possible after only 4 days. Just from what I can look at, it's someone is going to get a certain unique chess piece somewhere along the run, and they're going to win. So
Stillness. Be wary.
it's a late gamer, kind of. It's more that I think it's just the capabilities of getting some of the items. It's just the grind, maybe. I don't know. And maybe you just need very specific. I'll know more once I get to that end game play.
Stillness.
So then we've got the PoE gauntlet starting on Saturday. So I don't know. I just have to try and balance some time. I'd pretty much done the best I could have done, I think, or close to it after 3 days. I think 3 days of the, or 2.5 days maybe of the LE gauntlet tournament. A lot of it's going to be just finding out different ways to remove loot off the loot table. Like, what's the quickest way to get to the loot you're happy with, and then like what's the best way to focus on getting higher tier stuff. You know, it's not dissimilar to Bloons, where you think like, how greedy do you go? The greedier you go on loot, especially in the filter, means you can run maps a lot quicker. You know, and kill more things to get more items, but it means you're missing out on a lot of stuff along the middle. And without proper calculators and DPS meters, it's really hard to know what's better like what's going to give you better output. Defense-wise, you just have to hit the minimum numbers, and you don't get more defensive. You know, if you're resist capped, you're resist capped. If you've got your 100% critical strike avoidance, you're not getting crit. You know, so they're guarantees. Whereas for offense, you know, if you've got a really good item that you want that has, let's look at let's say you get average rolls. Let's just compare everything with average rolls, because obviously better rolls are, if you have the exact same item with the exact same prefixes and suffixes, better rolls are better, right? So let's just keep everything flat, like just a flat average roll. And then so then again, take two items that are the same base item with the same implicit rolls. If the one you're using has two of the best stats you could get for offense, right? The suffixes are defense, so again, you can flip those around. It's really easy to get two offense rolls, right? And you get them both to tier 5. That's great. You can't craft any higher than that. I think that was one of the mistakes. I didn't realize some of the things, so like just focusing on the two offensive stats, but then you don't get you get something that's let's say a tier 6 drops, and it's the second best offensive stat, and the other prefix on it is an okay offensive stat. Is that even worth crafting up to tier 5 to have, you know, you take your two best tier 5s versus your second best tier 6 and some random offensive stat? You know, how, or is it just that the highest priority stat is king? Or worse, like, what if you get a different item? Like, you don't get either of those two stats, you just get, you know, your 3rd and 4th level offensive stat, but you get it as 6 and 5. You know. I think the other thing too is having hopefully having multiples. The goal is to get, they call them tier 20 items. So they're items with 4 tier 5 stats, and you're just, the tier 20s, you're obviously just adding up those 5s. So the best you can craft is a tier 20. You'd need to get something with the tier 6 already on it to get a 21. But you don't need to get that high. Because like I said, you don't need to have tier 5s in your defenses. What that can do though is open you up just to be tankier, I guess. You know, if you get all of one of your resists on, because you got a tier 5 necro resist on an item, you don't have to get necro resist somewhere else. Hey Crit, how you doing? But most of the suffixes are all defensive, so Like, that's all it really does, is if you get really good rolls on your defenses, you can just become even tankier. Which is good. Yeah, but killing stuff's good too. I don't even know what I want to put in here. I'm interesting. But I found out it's another character that doesn't have a move skill. But it's range, so at least for against enemies we know have a ranged attack, like, or have that big, like that dragon. I struggled with that dragon. I tried it off stream a bunch as well. I just kept getting floored by that bomb. I went looking for answers and people just say, you just got to get out quicker. Like, yeah. I still struggle with it as well when I'm listening to it. I've got to sort of pause videos and open up the game and look at stuff and